What if I told you that in every single conversation you have, there's another one happening at the exact same time? A really powerful one that's happening right now, completely without words. Today, we're going to learn how to master that silent language. Think about it for a second. It's kind of wild, right? We spend so much time picking just the right words, rereading our emails, practicing what we're going to say, but what if all that work is only half the battle? What if what people actually believe and feel comes from something else entirely?
So, what are we talking about here? Well, it's called nonverbal communication. It's that unspoken dialogue, right? It's all the physical cues that give away how we're really feeling. And yet, sometimes it's a lot more honest than the words we're actually saying. It is the silent language.
So how do we get fluent in this silent language? How do we learn to both speak it and, understand it? Well, that's what we're here to do. We're going to break down the key elements and build a practical toolkit you can start using right away to be more convincing, more trustworthy, and just more connected.
All right, so here's what's in our nonverbal toolkit for today. We're going to hit 4 key areas. First up, probably the most important, our facial expressions and our eyes. Then we'll get into what our arms and legs are saying. After that, we'll talk hands and gestures. And finally, one you might not think of, our vocal tone.
Okay, first things first, let's talk about the most watched part of your body, your face. You got to think of it like your own personal billboard. It's broadcasting information 24/7, and it's the first place people look to figure out if they can trust you or if you're on the same page.
It's honestly amazing how a tiny little action can have such a massive impact. Look at this. If you're constantly averting your eyes, people might think you're not interested or that you lack confidence. Not great in a job interview, right? But shift that to some steady, comfortable eye contact, boom. Suddenly you're projecting confidence, you're engaged. It's a total game changer in how people see you, all from one small tweak.
So the takeaway here is to be more intentional. A few quick tips. First, make sure your face is on the same page as your words. If you're sharing great news, please look happy about it. Second, a real, genuine smile. That's a universal shortcut to building rapport. And finally, watch out for that unconscious frown when you're concentrating. It can make you seem annoyed when you're really just thinking hard.
All right, let's zoom out from the face and look at the whole picture. Your posture? It's telling the story about you before you even open your mouth. It's your silent story. And trust me, people are reading it loud and clear.
Now, one of the biggest ideas here is this concept of open versus closed posture. When you cross your arms or your legs, you're basically putting up a little invisible wall. It can signal that you're defensive or closed off. But an open posture, arms uncrossed, taking up a bit of space, that projects confidence and makes you seem way more receptive. It's like a nonverbal welcome sign. And this whole idea of openness, it totally applies to our hands and gestures too. So what should you be doing with them? The key word is purpose. Keep your hands visible, don't hide them in your pockets. That can subconsciously seem untrustworthy. Use open palm gestures to show you have nothing to hide. And try to swap out that nervous fidgeting for clear, purposeful gestures that actually help you make your point.
And finally, let's talk about the one part of nonverbal communication that you actually hear, your tone of voice. You know that old saying, it's not what you say, it's how you say it? Well, it's 100% true. Your tone is the music that gives your words their real meaning.
Let me just show you. I can say this sentence right here in 2 totally different ways. First, I'm looking forward to the meeting. You believe me, right? Now listen to this. I'm looking forward to the meeting. See? The exact same words, but a completely different message.
And that right there is the incredible power of your vocal tone. It can completely flip the meaning of what you're saying. It's how you show you're sincere or excited or maybe a little bit sarcastic. And honestly, it's often what people remember long after they've forgotten the specific words you used.
Okay, so we've covered the face, posture, hands, and tone. Now for the big question. How do we actually put all this together and become a master communicator? Let's make a super simple plan. Here it is, your 3-step action plan. It's easy. First, just observe. Start being a detective. Notice the nonverbal cues happening all around you and in yourself. Second, practice. Don't try to fix everything at once. Just pick one thing, maybe using more open gestures, and try it out for a week. And third, adapt. You wouldn't use the same body language in a serious meeting as you would with your friends, right? So learn to adjust based on the situation.
So here's the bottom line. Whether you're paying attention to it or not, your silent conversation is always happening. It started the second somebody saw you.
So the only real question left is, what do you want it to say?